सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम् आत्मानमखिलाधारम् आश्रयेदीष्टसिद्धये अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दान् अतीतद्वैतभानतः गुरूणाराध्य वेदान्त सारं वक्ष्ये यथामति। So yesterday we have completed the third chapter, and in the end of the third chapter, this anatmatvam of Putradi was presented. The development we have seen so far, first chapter primarily dealing with Anubandha Chatushtaya, second chapter is dealing with the Adhyaropa in Tat Padartha, third chapter is dealing with Adhyaropa in Tat Padartha, second, third Adhyaropa in Tvam Padartha. And Adhyaropa in Tvam Padartha means various misconceptions entertained by various people. That is Adhyaropa in Tvam Padartha. That was the subject matter of the third chapter. And at the end, Acharya said that Putradi Shunya Paryantam Akhilam Anatma Eva. Why? Immediate reason is Tattat Shruti Yukti Anubhava Bhasanam Badhitatvadapi. Because the Shruti Yukti and Anubhava, apparent Shruti Yukti and Anubhava are Badhita, are negated. Shruti Yukta and Anubhava, which were quoted to establish the Atmatvam of Putradi, are negated. Therefore, Putradi Shunya Paryantam Akhilam Anatma Eva. Now, how Shruti Yukti Anubhava Abhasa are Badhita? For that, three reasons are given. So, three reasons. What are the three reasons? Prabala Shruti Virodhat, then Jadasya Chaitanya Bhasyatvena Gatadivad Anityatvat Putradi Shunya Paryantasya, and Aham Brahmeti Vidvat Anubhava Prabalyacha. Because of these three reasons, Shruti Yukti Anubhava quoted by Purvapakshi are negated. And therefore, Putradi Shunya Paryantam Akhilam Anatma. That is how this paragraph should be seen. So, three reasons for negation of Shruti Yukti Anubhava Abhasa presented by Purvapakshi, and because of the negation of Shruti Yukti Anubhava Abhasa, the Putradi Shunya Paryantam Anatma Eva. Alright, that is how. In simple words, there is Prabala Shruti, there are more powerful Shrutis which are negating the Shruti quoted by this Purvapakshi, one reason. And there is a Yukti which is given by Siddhanti which negates the Yukti given by the Purvapakshi. And there is a Vidvat Anubhava which negates the Anubhava quoted by Purvapakshi. In this manner, by three reasons, Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava given by Purvapakshi to establish the Atmatvam of Putradi are negated, and therefore Akhilam Anatma Eva. So this is how this order Hetu Hetu Mad Bhava is there. So three Hetus establish one Hetu. So three are the Hetu, and one Hetu himself becomes Hetu Mat, And that Hetumat again become Hetu to establish Akhilam Anatma Eva. Is it clear? Three Hetu, then one Hetu, then Hetumat. That's how the relationship. Anyway, simple words that this Shruti Yukti Anubhava quoted by Purva Pakshi is negated by the Shruti Yukti Anubhava quoted by Siddhanti. Therefore, what Purva Pakshi has said is negated. And therefore, Akhilam Anatma Eva. Same thing can be understood in different levels. Idea is same. But to talk in this language, Hetu Madbhav language, it's a little complicated. Simple way also it can be presented. But some people, they were too simple, they feel sleepy. So for them we have to have a higher dosage also. And if we talk only higher, then those who are not understanding will feel sleepy. So we have to have both. So those everybody remains awake. Therefore means Chidbhinnasya Anatmatvat Tadbhasakam Tattadbhasakam Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Satya Swabhavam Pratyak Chaitanyam Eva Atma Vastu. That inner consciousness is Atma Vastu, is the reality which is Atma. And Pratyak word is used in Shastra. One reason one Acharya gives is that to draw our attention from outside objects to the consciousness available in the buddhi. To shift our attention. Because our mind is busy with these external things. So slowly, Arundhati Pradarshana Nyayena, that Arundhati is very subtle. So to start the showing the Arundhati by showing this some gross thing. To show the subtlest Arundhati, we start with this grossest tree or something. So similarly, to draw our attention to the innermost Atma being innermost, to draw our attention to the innermost self, the word used is Pratyak. So Pratyak word is helping the person to drop the Bahirmukhata, the extrovertedness. So it serves the purpose. Even though Atma is not literally inside. Why? Because if it is literally inside, then it will be limited. As it is believed by some people that Atma is very small light, Anu Parimana. So they take it literally, that Atma is small light here. And some people say here, small light. He said Atma is sitting, therefore they give the logic also. Therefore we put Chandanam there. In Brahma Kuvari people, they say like this, Atma is sit here. And they will show that Atma is like a driver and this is like a car. So this, our face will be like a body. They show that like that, Atma is here. That is not correct. Atma is not physically located in one place. Atma is not a localized entity. But it is said to be so, Atma to be inner, so that we draw our attention from the outside object to the appreciation of the Atma, which is available as I in the mind. Alright. So that Pratyak Chaitanyam Atma Vastu. And this Atma Vastu should be understood as I. Finally, while analysis is okay, say Atma Vastu, reality with the self, but finally we have to tell that what? That Atma Vastu I am. So when it is said, Tattat Bhasakam Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Satya Swabhavam Pratyak Chaitanyam Atma Vastu, one line we add what? Tadeva Aham. So I am Tattat Bhasakam. I am the Bhasaka, the illuminator of the body mind sense complex. I am the Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Satya Swabhava. I am the Pratyak Chaitanyam. Iti Vedanta Vidvad Anubhavaha. This is the experience or this is appreciation of the knowers of Vedanta. Eva Madhyaropaha. In this manner, Adhyaropa was concluded. Alright. So in the third chapter, what did we see? In third chapter, various notions about Atma. 9 notions about Atma and the negation of that notion. That was the content of the third chapter. Now, the fourth chapter. We'll read this line again. Apavadaha nama रज्जु विवर्तस्य सर्पस्य रज्जु मात्रत्ववत् वस्तु विवर्तस्य अवस्तुनः अज्ञानादेः प्रपञ्चस्य वस्तु मात्रत्वम्. So he gives the definition of apavada. Apavada means negation. Even apavada has got the meaning nashaha, destruction. But here the destruction is in the form of negation. And what is that? To explain that, what is apavada, he takes the example of Rajju Sarpa, which is one of the popular example given in Shastra. Because that is the experience of people. It is not something imaginary situation. It does happen. We do see. Sometimes we see the sarpa in the tire also. It may not be rope, but some tire or tube it's there. It looks like sarpa. As I told you, the tree looked like elephant to me. The tree was there when I was staying in GR1. So when from window I saw some distant. I said some elephant is there. Because it must be moving little bit, not tree. So elephant. Then I found it was a tree. So it's possible. It's not imaginary. We have so many such situations. Okay. So, what is there is the rope. But what appears is the snake. And that snake is called Vivarta of Rajju. The snake which appears to be there is called Vivarta, appearance of the rope. Unreal appearance of the real is called Vivarta. The apparent expression or unreal appearance of the real is called Vivarta. So, in this example, what is there is Rajju, and what appears is the snake. That snake will be, as I said, we called Rajju Vivarta. So, Rajju Vivartasya Sarpasya, the snake which is Vivarta of Rajju, which is unreal appearance of the rope. Of that sarpa, which is unreal appearance of the rope, Rajju matratvam apavadaha. Let us break it that way. Rajju matratvam is sarpasya apavadaha. The sarpa remaining as the rope alone. Tva means remaining, being. Sarpa being remaining as the rope alone is called the negation of snake. So the negation of snake is the snake remaining as the rope alone. And snake is always remaining rope alone. Then what is apavada? The snake remaining as the rope means snake is understood to be the rope alone. That is called apavada. So both ways. Snake remaining only as the rope and snake being understood only as the rope, that is called the negation of the snake. In simple words, unreal is understood to be the real alone in its essential nature. What appears to be there is unreal, and that unreal in reality is real alone. Real alone appears as unreal, and unreal is really real alone. Means unreal in its true nature is real alone. There is no thing which is experienced by us and which happens to be unreal. So in the example, Sarpa is understood to be the rope alone. That is called the negation of snake. It means Sarpa was always this Raju only. But Sarpa is the appearance. Raju appeared as the snake and now no more appearing as the snake. And even if it is appearing, sometimes the Adhyasa appearance may continue, but it is understood to be its Adhishthanam alone. Then it is called the negation of that Adhyastha. So Adhyastha is understood to be Adhisthana Swarupa alone. That is called the negation of Adhyastha. Or unreal is understood to be real. That is called the negation of unreal. I am telling the same thing in different ways. So Rajju Vivartasya Sarpasya Rajju Matratvavat, like the negation of the snake, which is the appearance of the rope, in the form of being the rope alone. So Sarpa remaining as the rope alone is called the negation of the snake. Similarly, Vastu Vivartasya Avastunaha Agnanadehe Prapanchasya. This Agnanadehe Prapanchasya we can click in Samanadikrinyam, Agnanadi, which is Prapancha, or Agnanadehe Prapanchasya. We can do Vyadikarana, Sambandha. Prapancha, the expanse, the world of unreal things such as Agnanadi. The world of Agnanadi. The universe of Agnanadi. The total of Agnanadi is called here Agnanadehe Prapanchasya. Okay. That Prapanchasya Vastu Matratvam, remaining as the reality only. Prapancha remaining as the reality alone is called the negation of Prapancha. Prapancha means the universe, the world. And what is this Prapancha? Is avastu, unreal. And further, this avastu is Vastu Vivarta. It is the appearance or apparent form of real. So Vastu Vivartasya Avastunaha Agnanadehe Prapanchasya Vastu Matratvam Prapanchasya Apavadaha. So we put all ideas together, what we have understood. That the world of Agnanadi, which is unreal and which is the appearance of the real, remaining as, being understood as the reality alone, that is called the negation of the world. Negation of Prapancha. Now this is the word meaning. Let us understand in simpler form. First of all, Vastu Vivarta. This Agnanadi Prapancha is Vastu Vivarta. Means it is the appearance of Vastu. Means this Agnanadi Prapancha is Vastu alone. But Vastu means reality alone. But appears as the Prapancha. So Vastu Vivarta is an adjective for Agnanadehe Prapanchasya. Means it is the appearance of the reality. Reality called Brahma. If you remember, Vastu came Satchidanandam Brahma. In the beginning it was explained. So Satchidananda Brahma alone is appearing as Prapancha. Rajvam Bhujangama Iva Pratibhasitam Vai. Where does it come? Every morning. So Pratasmaranam. So this Prapancha is Vastu Vivarta. The reality appears as this Prapancha. Means, what do we mean by that? We are not dismissing the empirical reality of this world. We are not dismissing. But we are telling that this prapancha is Vastu alone. Vastu appears as this prapancha. This prapancha does not have existence apart from Vastu. That's why Vastu Vivarta. He will explain afterwards what is Vivarta. Vivarta, definition we had seen yesterday. It is explained in two ways. Viparita Vartanam Vivartaha. Means behaving in or appearing in opposite manner. Appearing in opposite manner. Viparitam Vartanam. Did we see yesterday? No? Okay. Viparitam Vartanam Vivartaha. Appearing, behaving in opposite manner. Vartanam literally means remaining, behaving in opposite manner. It is called Vivarta. Means what? For example, what is there is Rajju. And Rajju is appearing as a snake. That appearing, that bhave, Vartanam. When you take bhave, pratyaya, I think ghai pratyaya is bhave, then it is the explained vigraha, the vyutpatti will be given as Viparitam Vartanam Vivartaha. Vipurvaka Vrit Dhatu. And I think ghai pratyaya or apratyaya. So, Vivartaha. And Viparitam Vartanam. Another one is Viparitataya Vartamanam. That which is remaining in opposite manner. So now it goes to the object. Viparitataya Vartamanam. The snake is Vivarta. Why? Because snake is the rope which is remaining, appearing in opposite manner, different manner. What is the rope, but it is appearing as the snake. So what is snake? Snake is the rope which is appearing differently. Snake is the rope but appearing differently. Therefore the snake will be called what? Vivartaha. Is it clear? One is bhave and other is kartari. So viparitam vartamanam. Viparititaya vartate iti vivartaha. Alright. So what is the vivarta, the meaning of vivarta? Rajju appearance of the rope as snake is called vivarta, and the snake which is the rope but appearing as the snake, that apparent snake is called vivarta. So apparent snake is called vivarta and the appearance of the rope as a snake is called vivarta. Why I am explaining? Because in Shastra, this vivarta word is used in both sense. Generally it is used in the sense of viparita vartamana. Viparitataya vartamana. But sometimes it is appearance also is called this vivartaha. Here in the definition they will give us an appearance. So appearance, the bhave, and one who is appearing, that both are called vivarta. Okay. So here Ajnanadi prapancha is what? Vastu vivarta. Vastu appearing differently. That Vastu, when it is appearing differently, it is called vivarta. And avastunaha, the Ajnanadi prapanch, being the appearance of the real, therefore it is what? Unreal. Because real is what? Real is that yadrupena yad nishitam tadrupam na vyabhicharati. Tat satya. Satya is that the way it is ascertained, it does not change from what it is. That is called satyam. And whereas the snake, if we inquire, the snake doesn't remain a snake. Therefore what? It is avastu. Avastunaha. Avastuna means what? Vastutaha means Vastutaha na vasati. It is avastu. So that which is really does not exist, that is called avastu, means mithya. Appears to be there, but really not there, that is called avastu. Asad pratiyamanam cha yatha swapna gajadna asad bhasamanam cha yatha swapna gajadivat. So that is in Panchadashi. Asad bhasamanam, that which is really not there but appears to be there, that is called avastu, unreal. And that unreal which is superimposed upon the real, remaining as real, understood as real, is called apavadaha. So unreal is really real only. Unreal in its true nature, it is the adhisthana. That understanding is called apavadaha. Alright. So simple meaning apavada is the negation of unreal and understanding that unreal is real alone. So unreal, how can it be real? Unreal in reality is real alone. Unreal does not have existence. What is unreal, what is real only. That's why it becomes problem for us, because somewhere it is said everything is mithya and somewhere it is said what everything is Brahma. If you put together, what is the answer? Brahma is mithya. That is the conclusion. A is equal to B, B is equal to C, A is equal to C. Everything is mithya, everything is Brahman. Therefore, Brahman is mithya. So now that's why we have to understand. Everything as nama rupa mithya. Everything in its essential nature is Brahman. Means everything is not there. What is there is Brahman alone. So this is what is called Grantha Granthi, Vedanta Granthi. If this clarity is there, means you have understood Vedanta in depth. Otherwise, this is a common question. This can be asked in 1 minute. You studied for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and one question Dvaiti asked. He said, everything is mithya you are telling, everything is Brahman you are telling, Brahman is mithya. What is your answer? That my Guruji did not teach. We always like Shvetaketu said, no? Shvetaketu said that I don't think my teacher knew it. Therefore I am telling. At least this excuse you cannot give. And my face will appear to you. Sir, I will say, I told you. Not once, 3-4 times I have told. Alright. So negation is understanding that unreal in its true nature is real alone. Unreal is just an appearance of the real. What unreal is real alone. Okay. So real appears as unreal. That's what Pujya Swamiji used to emphasize this, that where will you find Satyam? Where Mithya is appearing. In Mithya alone, you find Satyam. You think that this world is Mithya, I am in search of truth, so I have to go somewhere outside the world. It's not that. That approach is wrong. Where Mithya is, there alone Satyam is. Because Satyam alone is appearing as Mithya. This is very critical understanding in Vedanta. Otherwise, we say we are Advaiti, but we remain heart of the Advaiti only. Because we have got two things. One is Mithya, other is Satyam. Two. So Mithya is understood as one more thing. So Mithya becomes Satyam if you have not understood Mithya as Mithya in true sense. And therefore here negation is understanding that Sarpadi is Rajju alone. This Prapancha is nothing but Brahma. Understanding this Prapancha as Brahman is called the negation of Prapancha. Simple explanation is this. Understanding the rope to be, as understanding the snake to be the rope is the negation of the snake. Understanding the world to be Brahman alone is called the negation of the world. Alright. Now, he wants to explain what is this Vivarta, and to explain Vivarta, contrast also is to be explained, Parinama, Vikara. So he quotes a shloka. तदुक्तम् सतत्वतोऽन्यथा प्रथा विकार इत्युदीरितः अतत्वतोऽन्यथा प्रथा विवर्त इत्युदीरितः Taduktam, it has been said. Somewhere it is there, I don't remember. It is quoted. I said, I cannot trace this quotation. It is not in BDGH. See Kalpa Parimala. Okay. Good. So we feel good. Alright. Taduktam, it has been said. What? Satatvatah anyatha pratha vikara iti udirita. Anyatha pratha. Pratha means becoming. Anyatha, differently. Becoming different. Or assuming different form. Satatvatah, actually, really. So really becoming different is udiritaha, is called vikaraha iti, as modification, otherwise called parinama. So what is parinama or modification? Really becoming different is vikaraha. And our standard example is what?
Milk to curd.
Milk to curd. We can cheese also, we can do it, but we generally don't go to cheese. We only go up to this milk to curd. So milk satatvatah means actually, with reality. Tatvatah means reality. Satatvatah, with reality. Actually, anyatha pratha. Pratha means becoming. Anyatha means different. So becoming different, really becoming different is vikaraha. Udiritaha means called as vikara. Iti means as. So something actually becoming different is called vikara parinama. Modification. That is the word we use. Like milk becoming curd or this milk becoming cheese, etc. That is called vikaraha. And or we give little this alcohol, this drakshasava becoming alcohol is what? Is also vikara only. So, but it is little alcohol example unnecessary. So people will be reminded of so many things. So we give milk curd only enough. So vikara iti udirita. Udirita means called. Then other one is what? Atatvatah. Atvatah means unreally. Anyatha pratha. Becoming different unreally. Apparently is called vivartaha, appearance. Iti udiritaha. So atatvataha anyatha pratha, becoming different unreally, not actually, is called vivartaha. So something appearing different without any change, without any real change, that is called vivartaha. So atatvata means unreally, without real change. When something appears differently, something becomes differently, really appears differently, it is called vivartaha. So here bhava, vivarta is experience, talking about viparitataya vartanam is defined here. Okay. So atatvataha anyatha pratha. And in other place definition given is स्वस्वरूप परित्यागेन रूपांतरापत्तिः is called parinamah vikarah. Swaswarupa parithyagena रूपांतरापत्तिः vikarah parinamah. Means attainment of different form having given up one's own form is called parinama modification. Other one is swaswarupa aparityagena, without giving up one's own form, रूपांतरापत्तिः, attaining another form, assuming another form, is called vivartah. So what is the example for vivarta? Rajju Sarpa. So without giving up one's own Rajju Swarupa, Rajju appears to be different, assumes different form. That is called vivartah. Without giving up its Rajju Swarupa, Rajju becomes within the court or assumes the form of a snake. That will be called vivartah. So Rajju assuming the form of a snake without giving up its ropeness is called vivartah. Iti udiritah. Alright. So vikara, parinama, where actual change happens. Vivarta, it is only assumption of different form without giving up one's own form. In case of milk and curd, see, once curd has become, you cannot make tea out of it. You cannot, so I made curd but now I want tea, coffee. So you again reverse it. You cannot reverse it. Long run we can say we can reverse it also. But immediately speaking we can't reverse it. So we cannot make milk again curd into milk. But this Rajju into Sarpa, when we inquire, then Sarpa is available as the rope alone. And therefore it is vivartah. Atatvatah anyatha pratha vivartah. Saswarupa parityagena rupantarapattihi vivartah. Iti udiritah. And that understanding we have to take it here. The Rajju vivartasya sarpasya and Vastu vivartasya ajnanadehi prapanchasya. Alright. So he explained what is vikara, what is vivarta. Really contextually what is relevant is vivarta only. But since the shloka is there which gives both, therefore he quoted this. Okay. Now, apavada means what? Unreal is understood to be the real alone. So unreal is as if resolved back into the real. Unreal is resolving back into real. Sarpa is resolving back into the Rajju. That will be called the apavada of Sarpa. Resolving back means what? It is only cognitive level. Sarpa is understood to be the rope alone. That is called the apavada of Sarpa. Similarly, the prapancha understood to be Brahman alone. That is called the negation of prapancha. But in case of this Rajju Sarpa, what happens? It is in one go. So we say this Sarpa is nothing but the rope. So Sarpa is remaining only as the rope, that is apavada. But in case of prapancha, resolving back into Brahman, we have laya prakriya. We have got a particular process of contemplation. And that is called laya prakriya, which is very useful for meditation. And in laya prakriya, particular order of resolution is followed. And that order is reverse to the order of creation. Laya kramaha utpatti kramat viparitaha. The order of resolution is opposite to the order of creation. It will be in a reverse order, it will be resolved. Alright. Like we are wearing suppose 3 or 4 dress in winter. That lastly what came is the coat. But when you remove your dress, what will be first one? Coat. When you are wearing, the order will be the t-shirt and the shirt and the again one sweater and then coat. But when you remove, the first one will be what? The coat. So similarly here, the order of this laya is opposite to the order of this creation. And that is said here. And this is discussed in Brahma Sutra also. Viparyena tu kramaha ataha upapadyate cha. There is Brahma Sutra. Okay. So utpatti krama vaiparityena apavadaha kramena darshayati. So now from the next sentence, Acharya is showing the order of resolution of this creation into Brahman, which is the order opposite to the order of creation. And that resolution order is given from the next sentence. Tathahi etad bhogayatanam chaturvida sakala sthula sharira jatam bhogya rupannapānādikam etad ayatana bhuta bhurādi chaturdasha bhuvanāni etadayatana bhutam brahmandam etad ayatana bhutam brahmandam cha etat sarvam etesham karana rupam panchīkrita bhūtamatram bhavati. Tathahi means explanation follows. To illustrate, to explain. That is the meaning of Tathahi. Tathahi will not have anvaya with the rest of the sentence. It's separate. Tathahi then dash. Okay. So main idea conveyed here is that the entire gross universe can be and is to be resolved into Panchikruta Pancha Mahabhutas. Seeing this entire gross universe as the Sthula Pancha Mahabhuta is called the resolution of Sthula Prapancha into Pancha Mahabhuta. It is cognitive. It is not that one by one you have to destroy. First I will destroy the hall, then I will destroy all the rooms in the ashram, then all these things. It's never possible. So by the time you do, your own body is destroyed. It is all. So that's why physically it is not to be done. So seeing this entire gross universe as Pancha Mahabhutas only. This is a very good contemplation. Try to see this. This paper is there. What is this paper? Paper is nothing but this sugar cane, and sugar cane, what is called reminders, residual, and that is nothing but this earth with other four Mahabhutas included. So this is nothing but the Pancha Mahabhutas. Similarly, this clip, anything, Pancha Mahabhutas, Pancha Mahabhutas, Pancha Mahabhutas, and importantly, your own body. See, this is what? Pancha Mahabhutas. And this is Pancha Mahabhutas. That is what? Pancha Mahabhutas. That is what? Pancha Mahabhutas. One has to first set this idea well in the mind. That everything is Pancha Mahabhutas. Only thing you have to be careful, because somebody comes and hey, Pancha Mahabhutas. That should not happen. He will be angry. So you do it, but when do Vyavahara, therefore Vyavahara is reduced. When you are doing, if the Vyavahara is reduced, then you can do this. Really, when we do not have the attachment to the karyam, then only karyasya karana matratvam can be seen. Karya is, product is nothing but the cause. You can see when you don't have attachment to the karya. Otherwise very difficult. my spouse, my children are only Panchamahabhutas. Very difficult to see. See and remaining in that vision, very, very difficult. That is why Vairagyam is required for this study, effective study of Vedanta. Otherwise people say, what is the Vairagyam? When I went to the college, nobody asked that you are Vairagyam. In the time when Vairagya, I will not go for study also. So nobody asked. Now we can understand that resolution, the Laya Prakriya is possible when there is no raga for the Karya. Karya Nama Rupa, raga is not there. Then only Karyasya Karana Matratvam can be seen. And seeing the product as the cause alone is called the resolution of the effect. Seeing the effect as the cause alone is called the resolution of the effect. Karyalaya kim? Karyasya karana matratva darshanam karyalaya. So here that first stage of resolution is given. Different stages are given. First is this. Etad bhogayatanam. This abode of experiences. What is this? Chaturvida sakala sthula sharira jatam. Jatam is multitude. Multitude of all gross bodies which are of four types. Chaturvida sakala. Sakala means all. Sthula sharira jatam. The multitude of all gross bodies of four types, which is bhogayatanam, which is the abode for the experiences born of prarabdha. Remember, even the mosquito's body is what bhogayatanam. Sometimes it gets blood, sometimes it doesn't get blood. Some bhoga is there, sometimes not there. So even that is bhogayatanam. So every body, all four types, this Jara, Yuja, Andaja, Svedaja, Udbija, all four types are what? Bhogayatanam. And that is what Panchi Karana Rupam Panchikrita Bhuta Matram Bhavati. Is nothing but the Panchikrita Bhuta Matram is nothing but grossified five elements. Seeing that all types of bodies are nothing but grossified five elements. It's a very good contemplation. And you can see the uniformity also. What a big difference. This also is Panchamahabhutas. Also Panchamahabhutas. Your Ragadveshas also will be reduced. Both ways. If Ragadveshas are reduced, you can see. And if you can see, your Ragadveshas are further reduced. Both ways it works. Alright. Then what? Next one. So first is Sthula Sharira Jatam Panchikruta Bhuta Matram Bhavati. Afterwards he will collect everything and then make it, we are just individually connected. Bhogya Rupa Annapanadikam. Annapanadikam, food and drink, etc. Panadikam, Bhogyam. So anything which is Bhogya, experienced, Annapana, this food and drink, and any some lehyam also, that which is to be is what is called licked, that is called Bhogyam, Bhogya Rupa, that which is in the form of Bhogya, or sugar canes to be sucked. So all of them Bhogya Rupa, in the form of object of experience. All of them are what? Panchikrita Bhuta Matram Bhavati. Is what? Grossified elements. My roti or idli, whatever it is, dal, rasam, whatever, all of them are what? Panchikrita Panchamahabhutas. So one Panchikrita Panchamahabhuta is the body, other Panchikrita Panchamahabhuta is the roti. So there is an interaction between two Panchamahabhutas only. This Panchamahabhutas, that Panchamahabhutas. So everything is Panchamahabhutas. The Bhogya Rupa Annapanadikam and Etadayatana Bhuta Bhuradi Chaturdash Bhuvanani and 14 Bhuvanas, 14 Lokas. What are 14 Lokas? Tanaya?
7 upper.
Okay, you tell 7 up. You will tell 7 down.
Bhuhu Bhuvaha Suvaha Om Bhuhu Bhuvaha Suvaha Om Maha Tapaha Janaha Satyam. Bhuhu Bhuvaha Suvaha Janaha
Maha Jana.
Maha Janaha Tapaha Satyam.
Down.
Atal
Atal. Atala. This is a Gujarati. North India they do like this. Atal. Like Atal Bihari Vajpayee. No? So Atal.
Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala. Mahatala, Patala.
Good. Patal pਹੁੰਚ गए बस. Okay. So these are 14 lokas. Once in a while, just to remain awake. 14 lokas. What are they? Bhuta, Bhuradi, Bhu, etc. So 14 lokas starting with Bhuloka. And what is this 14 these lokas? Etad ayatana bhutam. That which is the abode for this. This means what? Sthula Sharira Jatam. So 14 lokas which are the ayatanam, the abode for this Sthula Sharira Jatam. And also Annapanadikam. Both we can say. Bhogya. So 14 lokas are the abode for the gross bodies of 4 types and various types of Bhogya Annapanadikam. Is it clear? So etad ayatanam. Etad should not be taken as this separate because the bhuvanani it will not be. So etad, I first we did like this. Some tikakara says like this, but the better is to etasya or etayoho ayatana bhutam. Etayoho means kayoho?
Sthula Sarira Jatanna Panadikayo.
Sthula Sarirasya Annapanade cha Etoyo. Etadayatana Bhuta Bhuradi Chaturdash Bhuvanani. So 14 lokas which are the abode for the 4 types of gross bodies and various types of objects of experience such as food, drink, etc. Is it clear? And here also we have to connect with what? Panchikruta Bhuta Matram Bhavati. These 14 lokas are also what? Panchikruta Bhuta Matram. They are only these grossified elements. Then Etad Ayatana Bhutam Brahmandam. And they have got one more imagination. That Brahmanda contains all of them. एक लेके बड़ा डब्बा है. So Brahmanda, in Brahmanda all 14 lokas are there. So Etad Ayatana Bhutam Brahmandam. Etad means Chaturdasha Bhuvana. Chaturdasha Bhuvanani Ayatana Bhutam Brahmandam. So whole universe which is containing 14 worlds. So etad refers to Chaturdasha Bhuvana Ayatana. Etad means Chaturdasha Bhuvana Ayatana Bhutam Brahmandam. Brahmanda, which is the abode of all 14 lokas, is also what? Panchikruta Bhuta Matram Bhavati. And now Brahmandam cha, and Brahmandam also Panchikruta Bhuta Matram Bhavati. Etad Sarvam. All this means the Sthula Sharira Jatam, Bhogya Rupa Annapanadikam, and Chaturdasha Bhuvanani and Brahmanda. That is the meaning of Etad Sarvam. All this. So if you want to count separately as 4, then Etad Sarvam means this 4. Ukta Samasta Sangraham. So the aggregate of all that has been told in this paragraph. All this Sharira, Bhogyadi, Bhuvana and Brahmanda. All of them is what? Panchikruta Bhuta Matram Bhavati. Is. Bhavati means is. Panchikruta Bhuta Matram. Only. Matram is only. Only grossified. Panchikruta means grossified Bhuta elements. all this is only nothing but grossified elements. And what is the grossified elements? Etesham karana rupam, which is the cause for all of them. All of them means what? Sharira jatam bhogyam bhuvanani brahmandasya. Clear? So all of them are nothing but grossified elements which are the cause of all of them. Means this Sthula Prapancha is nothing but Sthula Mahabhutas which are the cause of this Sthula Prapancha. So Etat Sarvam we can say Sthula Prapancha. So Sthula Prapancha is Panchikruta Bhuta Matram, which is in the form of the cause of all of them. So that is what we are doing. Karya Bhuta Sthula Prapancha is resolved into Karana Bhuta Sthula Mahabhutas. Okay? So this is the first stage of resolution. What we are resolving? Sthula Prapancha, the gross universe called Brahmanda, we are resolving into its cause, the Sthula Mahabhutas, gross elements. The gross universe is resolved into gross elements, which are the cause of this gross universe. And resolving means what? Seeing that this gross universe is nothing but gross elements. Karyasya karanamatratva darshanameva karyasya karane layaha. Seeing the effect as the cause alone is called the resolution of the effect. Okay. So this first stage ho gaya. Then second stage of resolution. एतानि शब्दादि विषय सहितानि पंचीकृतानि भूतानि
एतानि शब्दादि विषय सहितानि पंचीकृतानि भूतानि
सूक्ष्म शरीर जातं च सूक्ष्म शरीर जातं च
सूक्ष्म शरीर जातं च
एतत् सर्वम् एतेषां कारण रूपा पंचीकृत भूतमात्रं भवति
एतत् सर्वम् एतेषां कारणरूपा पंचीकृत भूतमात्रं भवति.
So now you remember where we have reached? From Sthula Prapancha we have reached to the Sthula Mahabhutas. Now these Sthula Mahabhutas are to be resolved into Sukshma Mahabhutas. But along with Sthula Mahabhutas, we have one more thing to be resolved in Sukshma Mahabhutas. And what is that? Sukshma Bhautika Prapancha. Sukshma Prapancha. So two things are born of Sukshma Mahabhutas. One is Sthula Prapancha and Sukshma Bhautika Prapancha. So Sukshma Bhautika Prapancha and Sthula Mahabhutas are to be resolved in Sukshma Mahabhutas. By seeing what? The Sthula Prapancha and this Sukshma Bhautika Prapancha, both of them are nothing but Sukshma Mahabhutas. Etani, these. Shabdadi Vishaya Sahitani Panchikritani Bhutani. These grossified elements, which are Shabdadi Vishaya Sahitani, along with the objects such as, or the attributes such as Shabdadi. Shabdadi means what? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So these grossified elements, along with the objects such as Shabdadi, Apanchikrita Bhutamatram Bhavati, is nothing but the ungrossified elements. That is one thing. Another one is what? Sukshma Sharira Jatam Cha, and the multitude of subtle bodies. So grossified elements and the multitude of subtle bodies. Cha etat sarvam. All this. And all this means what? The aggregate of Sthula Mahabhutas and all Sukshma Shariras. So etat sarvam refers to the samhati of both. Etat sarvam means all this. All this consisting of gross elements and all subtle bodies is what? Apanchikrita bhuta matram bhavati, is nothing but ungrossified elements. Matra means only, nothing but a panchikrita bhutam. So all this is nothing but ungrossified elements, which are what? Etesham karana rupa, which are in the form of the cause of all of them. All of them refers to what? Panchikrita bhutanam and sukshma sharira jatasya. That is the meaning of etesham. Of these means what? Of all sthula panchamahabhutas and all subtle bodies. Etat sarvam apanchikrita bhutamatram bhavati. This is the second stage of resolution. So we have resolved the gross universe into gross elements, and we have resolved gross elements and all subtle bodies into subtle elements. Now subtle elements will be resolved into Ajnana Upahita Chaitanyam, otherwise called Ishvara. That we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.